Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!
Hey there, comic fans. I'm Scott Harris King, and I'm really excited to be bringing you the latest issue of my series, The Crime Busters. The Crime Busters is a supernatural mystery adventure in the spirit of Scooby-Doo or Archie's Weird Mysteries, and this time around, our gang of student sleuths have to help Santa save Christmas after one of their classmates is possessed by the spirit of Krampus during the big Christmas dance in 1956. The Crime Busters is a true passion project for me. It's a labor of love, so I'm just so excited to get you this issue 4. The first 3 issues here are also available if you haven't read them, and I hope you enjoy reading them as much as I've enjoyed making them.
Try hard. Try again. Victims. Aren't we all?
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, four-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo-kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
Welcome to the wildest west one where a wanderer would wander. Quite possibly could ponder should probably be used back yonder. For you see, I foresee this story as inevitably in history. What rises up must settle down, goes east to west and round and round. The son, of course, you got it, you won. But what if the answer was not a son, but a son, just for fun? Son of the Union, son of the sun, son of a bitch, or just a son of a gun? No means to justify means we know justify. But the right is passed on through right, that's right, all right. Before being bestowed by brilliance, be forewarned. You will find some of these faces and feats feeling forlorn. For to tell the tale will foretell how to tell between a tell and a tale. Dusty dwellings and plain old plains, or was it rusty ruffians and smoky flames? In any case, our trotting pace will surely vault to a galloping race. So saddle up, I'll lead the way, and pay close mind to what I say. You can look all you want for that needle in the hay, but to me, there ain't no better way than to start our story off with just another day.
Do you think you'd do me a favor and go get some... What is that?
It's a baby.
Baby?
My baby.
Your baby?
It's like, would you like to hold it?
But yeah, sure.
And you can buy it too for $18.37.
What?
And you can buy my baby too at Amazon.com. White Scar, Trials of Black Shemad. In the book, the self-appointed savior of the world, Black Shemad, has Hampton Academy on lockdown. No one can get in and no one can get out. It's up to the two main protagonists, White Scar and Twinkle, to liberate everyone from his clutches. Find out what happens when you purchase a copy on Amazon.com today!
Should have known. You've been single for 23 years.
Yep.
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash! Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleashed! Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleashed!
Oh, wow. I guess that's it. I thought I had more in there. Hi, Diana. You're really faint tonight.
Hi.
Oh, there you go. You were muted.
How are you?
So we may have a dead show on our hands.
Yeah, that's okay. We may have a dead
Yeah,
show.
you like those, don't you? I don't know. I
Not
might cancel the
necessarily.
show after this week. What would you say if I did that?
Well,
Would you be disappointed?
not really, but I don't know why. It's not like we're getting a whole host
Hey,
of
Rick.
people. Hi, Rick.
Well, that would be the point. Do we cancel it due to poor ratings? That's
Well,
what networks do. So, did you hear what's happening to Batman?
Nope.
They are making him bisexual
That's so funny. Why?
because they're trying to destroy DC, I think.
Huh.
But here's the ironic thing, or the weird thing, or the worst thing. Rick, yeah, we would, bro. He was bisexual before he took custody of Dick Grayson, who was Robin. Now, in the
What?
30s and 40s, or when Batman first started in the 40s and 50s, really, I guess the 50s,
Okay.
Batman was drawn in bed with Robin, fully in pajamas, but like they had all these weird circumstances. Like there was one scene where they were both in a massage room with nothing but towels on, and
Okay. So
this
that's not a big
psychologist
deal.
eventually said that they were projecting a homosexual fantasy and that there were issues with this. And DC at the time actually did a lot to dispel that because they were like, oh, heck no, they're both straight, blah, 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 blah. They got girlfriends, all the
Why?
9 yards, right?
So why, if there are two men getting a massage, does that immediately mean that they're gay?
Well, I think it's because it was tied into the fact that they both slept in the same bed. Batman would say, like, okay, Dick, let's get up and get a cold shower and some breakfast. And it was just it could be misconstrued very easily, especially back then. But now DC is going to take it to where there is no doubt that Bruce was bisexual, which means he was with a minor boy for much of his 50s and 60s run, which was really just, it's not a good look. Even though they've never said Robin and Batman had anything going on, it's like they're trying to destroy themselves. I don't get it. I don't know why they're doing it. Batman is the only book that they have that sells successfully. And oh, I don't know. That's up to Diana. Diana, whenever you want to open the StreamYard, feel free. But yeah, so Batman's on my mind tonight. And it's funny because I'm not even a huge Batman fan. I mean, I like Batman, but it's not like you know my room. I don't have any Batman posters.
That's true.
The couple of issues of Batman I have were given to me. And nevertheless, it bothers me that they've done this to one of the most important characters in American comics.
Right. Right.
So, are you paying any attention to what's going on tonight?
Yeah, I am. I'm listening to you talk about Batman and the possibility that he may be.
Well, he's definitely going to be bi. They're writing that in there.
So I don't understand, like, what is the point? Okay. Like, I get it. That's what they're doing. I think it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to it because I wasn't a big Batman fan. Like, I watched.
Well, the point
movies.
is, it's just another American comic icon that they're decided to make woke.
Yeah, but you just laid out a whole host of reasons why the character was possibly gay back in the 1930s.
Well, 50s, I think it was. But
It's okay.
remember, DC went to great pains to prove that he wasn't.
True.
So now what? Almost 60, 80 years later, they're going to undo all of that and say he was bisexual and totally drive that whole debate up. And I don't know if it's their way of trying to increase attention to DC Comics, and I'm sure it will, but I don't think it's going to be positive attention. Although, what do I know? America. What's that?
I just put the link up, but I don't know if it's the right one. You told me to share it.
Was it the invite link?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it should be the right one.
Okay.
So yeah, the other thing going on is Canadian Shield #2 and more is in its final 6 days.
Yeah.
So go out and back it and show a little support for a
We
national
backed it,
hero.
right? We did back it. I know we did.
I think we did, yeah. But there's stretch goals, there's perks, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing there isn't right now is Rick in here selling his book, so I'll do it for him. Look, he just popped up too. Ooh, you're kind of gray, brother.
Yeah, let me fix that.
It's just not a very good look for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
That's easy to fix.
It's a cover, right?
Yeah, Canadian Shield 2 cover.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's a cool looking piece. Is that the cover?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary looking.
That's just what I'm going for.
Well, you got it. It does look scary.
So for those of you watching in the wild internet, Rick Cross Comics by Rick Piper is the creator, publisher, and pretty much all services on hand guy at Cross Comics who makes Canadian Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coloring it. I'm coloring it actually. I'm getting different person to actually pencil and ink, if we will.
Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. Yeah, part of the reason why I made the suggestion, of course, I wanted to get in and talk to you guys a bit too. But I just did go and brush my teeth a little bit, freshen up a little bit here. It's pretty hot out here in Southern California.
You freshened up just to come on this show?
What was that?
You freshened up just to come on this show?
Well, I was gonna probably need to anyways because at 5:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time, it's still pretty hot.
Yeah, I would imagine it is.
Okay.
Or did you freshen up for the show that's coming up for you in like about 25 minutes?
I usually try to remember to freshen up a little bit before my show, just so at least it doesn't look like I'm saturated in sweat.
Oh.
That's probably not a good look.
What is hot to you? Is that 80, 85, 90 plus?
Well, it's basically whatever makes you sweat this much. Yeah, right now I think it is.
That's a good answer.
Are you sweating bullets or buckets?
No, I mean it's not as bad, but still, we had
a couple of 390 to 100 degree days, and those sucked. Those sucked royally.
Awful.
Today we had the day off. We had the 67. It was nice.
Well, we're actually cooling down a bit. Through the week here, we're going to be in the high 80s. Through the weekend here, we're going to be in the high 80s. We've been in the low to mid 90s for the last week or so. So
that's hot enough to be hot.
Yeah. So, So, and I was, before I had to leave my room for a moment, I was listening to you. So you were alluding to, of course, Frederick Worthen's work there, Chris, in regards to how they initially had presented Batman, or how he was arguing that Batman and Robin were supposedly in a gay relationship back there in the 40s.
Right.
It's one of the things that actually eventually led to the Comics Code Authority. Because what happened was that basically, now, Grant, a lot of it was they were more concerned with a lot of the gore and violence That was happening
Yeah, like the
more in,
beheadings on covers and stuff, and yeah.
Well, that was happening more in like the crime noir and horror
Yep.
type comics. They were a little bit more concerned about that. But you did have a lot of parents complaining that, I mean, and I've even, made the argument at times when I've read some of the Golden Age comics that, you almost, when you look at some of it, you almost have to ask yourself, this was made for kids?
Yeah, well, kids were a little different back then than they are today.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
not-
you might argue because they had to go out and work at like 12 because of the Great Depression and stuff. Like, even though by 39, of course, where we're at now,
Right.
they were coming out of the Depression, but
Yeah,
you did
well, the
have-
war is what got them out. So
yeah, ultimately it was the war that got him out. But yeah, so Frederick Worthen, who is I think a psychologist or psychiatrist or something like that, he started doing research on how comics were affecting kids. Basically there was a theory he put out there that like how in the late 80s how they kept saying that violence in video games made people violent.
Oh yeah, same
It
thing
was
with
kind of
comics.
the same kind of
Same thing with
argument that he was
comics, right?
presenting
Yeah.
for comic books. But
Yeah.
instead of making them more violent, he was saying that kids reading those comics were basically being led to be delinquents. Now, like I said, a lot of it was more going after like the gore and violence of the crime noir and horror stuff. But superheroes were not untouched. I mean, Chris, as you alluded to, they were talking about how Batman and Robin were gay. They also were making the argument that Superman was a fascist.
Yep.
They were, which is kind of funny because if you think about it, the guys who created Superman, Siegel and Schuster, they were Jewish.
Right.
And then in Wonder Woman's case, it was a little more. It was actually true. Actually true in Wonder Woman's case, but the thing he was pointing out with the Wonder Woman stories was a lot of the bondage fetishism.
Yep.
Evolved.
But that was
Well,
in there,
no,
so it was hard to deny it. Like the symbolism at least was there, if nothing else.
Right.
Well, it was true in the sense that the guy writing it was, but
he was
we're
into bondage fetishism, and he was
Yeah.
into all that.
Well,
I mean, he had a wife and a lover that were both living in the same house with him.
Yeah.
Okay,
And back then that was
they would call it
way
being
worse.
polyamorous or whatever. So,
But
back
what,
then,
I,
though, that
what,
never
what
would
I'm
have
trying
flown.
to say is, yeah, it might have been true for the guy writing it, but were the people reading it become bonded fetishes and all that? No.
well,
how do you think
that's kind of the
Hollywood
argument
started?
that Wortham was making? Wortham was saying that if people read this in the comics, therefore they would therefore be more inclined to, embrace that kind of lifestyle. It's not
I have a
always.
question.
Yeah. Okay, then
Yes, Diana.
I guess then people reading about the violence in the Bible would become violent. Jesus, come on. This makes no sense.
I have a question.
Yes, love.
So, how in the world did we get from Batman being now depicted as
go on.
bisexual to bondage? I kind of missed that.
Because it's all connected. See, Batman is part of the DC comic universe. Wonder Woman is part of the DC comic universe. Superman is as well. And they were all involved in this kind of censorship movement that hit America. Back then, it wasn't even like you had your Spider-Man yet. It was Golden Age, Silver Age horror,
Right.
and crime comics, but it was a very different world back then for comics.
Yeah, what I was
Mike's
alluding to, Diana, is some of the factors that led to what became known as the Comics Code Authority.
Okay.
The Comics Code Authority was basically a group within the comics industry at the time who were self-sent. In other words, when Frederick Worthen did his research and presented it before Congress, and he had a lot of parents who were complaining about what was in the books and their kids being exposed to it and stuff like that. There was a lot of heat on the comic book industry to clean it up a bit. So rather than wait for Congress to force them to censor their content, they decided to bring about like a governing body known as the Comics Code Authority to self-censor the comic.
Right.
And
Which is really weird in some ways, because with the First Amendment, you wouldn't think they would be able to censor them. Now they could make them, maybe stores put them up on a higher shelf so kids couldn't get them and see them as easy.
Well, back then though, like we keep thinking in terms of 21st century mindsets. While it may have been totally unconstitutional, it definitely would have had a better shot of getting out there than it would today.
Yeah.
Like today they'd have no chance at doing something like that. But back then, heck yeah. If enough people got behind it, they'd say it was the Christian way, and that would be it.
Think about it, in the world we live in today, I mean, like back then, you wouldn't know what was going on the other side of the world for months for a few months. You wouldn't know.
Yep, if ever.
Back then you would know. I wouldn't say a few months, maybe a few days, week, because you did have radio and I think the beginnings of TV.
But what I'm getting at, Rick, is today it's like we know almost instantly what's going on. Like
definitely.
We know what's going on.
Oh, hang on.
Whereas,
hang on, Michael Jordan just took a poop. I just got a message. That's a joke. Get it? We know what's going on.
I don't.
Sorry, I was just playing.
But anyways, it's like quarter till now, so I did want to get to something else real quick before I have to take off here. So this Friday, I'm going to have you two on, Chris and Diana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be going through. We're still in April of 1939. Comics that went on sale at that point in time. I'm going to be looking over Jumbo Comics. I believe it's Volume 1, Number 8. Stories like Sheena of the Jungle, Gilda Gay, The Modern Girl, and the weird stories of The Secret Diary of Dr. Haywood, weird stories of the supernatural, and then whatever else come up with. And then Rick, I've got you for the next couple Fridays. Originally, I had RJ for next Friday, but he's going to be starting up. He's moving his LCS shows to every other Friday now, so that's why I was needing to try to track somebody down. So, Rick, I'll have you for the 26th and September 2nd. So, just as a little update there. And just to give you guys a heads up too, because I know you guys hadn't heard this yet, but what I have been doing too, and if you guys want to think about doing this as well, what I've started to do is I've started to have my co-host doing, reading along and doing voices as well. If you guys are interested in doing that, when you guys come on Friday, so I'd let you guys know that. And what I'll do too is I'll send the StreamYard link, probably in the morning. Well, morning my time might be midday by your time, but I'll send the link early, so you'll have it. I'll send it to both of you just in case. Mm-hmm. And then I'll probably have a little message on there like if you guys can come in a little early for pre-show prep, that'd be appreciated. So but I am looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a fun day. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to go back and watch some of the shows as much, but we've been starting to have some more fun with it. So
good.
Oh,
that's cool.
The problem with rewatches is because it's news oriented, not the Friday night ones, but the other ones.
Yeah,
it likes by the time I get to it, I might have heard the story 4 times. I
would prefer if everybody would come on at the time I was actually doing it, but
well, even then though, because you're so late at Eastern time, the stories you report on are usually things that like I've seen tweets on like during the day. Not that that's a bad thing, but I can see how that would hurt your viewership.
Well, yeah, but then again, there's one other aspect that you're missing in that too. It's like, sometimes all it is just simple reporting, like with the CBR stuff, it's just more simple reporting. But when I'm doing like some of the Bounding into Comics stuff, there's a little bit more editorializing.
You know what's funny though?
In my-
I don't respect either one of those publications. Like I see their posts and I like don't even go to them. I'm like, screw both of them. I don't read either one of them.
Well, I would say even if you get to it afterwards, it's so depending on who he has in the chat or
that's
even,
true. There are different experiences there.
Yeah, it becomes a different experience with him reading it, people commenting in the chat when they do, or just Mike commenting on the art, putting in his 2 cents as he reads along the article, which makes it completely different. Yeah, he's reading the article. Maybe you heard about the article. Maybe you've had the same thoughts as Mike. Maybe you haven't.
Right.
And plus, one of the other things that I key in on that a lot of people don't is word usage too, and that's one of the more unique aspects of my commentaries. I key in on word usage, So
it's just
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rick.
No, go ahead, Diana.
For me, I am not up on any current comic or old comic news, so I am looking forward to learning some things. I don't know how much I'll participate in conversation, but I'll definitely be present and listening.
Diane, this is because you weren't able to join us the last time when Chris was on, but I always encourage people, as we're reading, to if something catches your attention, you want to comment on it or ask something about it, go ahead and do it, because that's the whole point of my show, right? Why do you think I call it the mic stand?
Right.
Because the whole idea is to encourage conversation. It's
for everybody to step up to the mic stand.
There you go.
There
you go. Now I know. I know what my role will be. I will be more than happy to ask questions because that's kind of what I do.
It's sort of like last night. Mike was reading a article about the Pokemon Company giving like $25 million over 5 years to some kids charity or whatever.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, before he even got to this part of the article, I'm like, that seems really cheap of them, Only 25, like that's $5 million a year. Is that really all that much to them?
Yeah, one of the points Rick was pointing out during my reading there was, they may have just been doing it to virtue signal, and based on how the article was reading, that seems to be the case.
Yeah, when I think we read that they made like over $1 billion or whatever in a year or something like that through all their stuff that they do. So it's like, yep, $5 million is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. That's crazy money too.
Yeah.
They're just doing it to, think, make people think they're, they're behind their cause when they only half care or not even half, I know in that $6 billion.
It's just a virtue signal so you can appease the twidiots.
But we're only looking at it from the perspective of what we know and see. We don't know, if they're doing other charities or if they're doing other stuff. I mean, they're willing to give something.
Yeah.
And whatever their motive is, at least they're giving to another charity. And we can all say, it should be more, but I don't know. There might be reasons why they can't do more. I don't know. I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate. But I know when Chris and I would do stuff in our town, and we would give as much as we could.
Shoot, we were going broke trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they give to other causes and all that, and probably a fair amount, because they want to do all their write-offs for the state, for whatever country they're in or whatever, for taxes and all that. So yeah, I get you there. I'm just for the cause and all that. It just seemed to me, and I could be wrong, really cheap. The bare minimum that they could almost do to make themselves look good
Yeah.
to most people.
Anyways, guys, it's getting pretty close to time, so I'm gonna have to step away and get ready to get my show started. When you guys are done, you're of course invited to come over and check out, what I'm doing and listen to what I'm saying and stuff like that. I hope you'll take me up on that invitation. I look forward to, and of course this Friday I look forward to seeing you guys with me on, doing the historical comic retrospect as we look at some comics from 1939. And contrary to the views of certain individuals, I think there are people out there who are interested in quote unquote ancient comics. If I don't know if you guys caught what happened this past Friday.
No.
Well, let's just say that I know there's a certain individual I no longer wish to associate with, and he's somebody that, Chris, you don't really wish to associate too much with, if you get what I mean.
He got upset about your Friday night ancient comic look?
A certain individual did, yes. Because
some people are just little bitches,
I'm just wondering whether it's the person I'm thinking of.
There's only one I can think of, but it could be a couple, I guess.
Well,
I'm happy. I'm happy with the one.
Is it what we call carbonated beverages to drink here in Canada?
Rick, you are killing me.
A JDA? No, I'm kidding.
No,
totally.
it's not JDA. It's not.
I know, but
No.
I couldn't think of anything other than for a soda pop for Canada. Oh boy, I'm terrible tonight.
Yeah.
What was the last part you said of that, Chris? A soda what?
Soda?
A soda what?
Anyway,
Oh, I'm terrible.
All right,
All right,
guys.
Mike.
I'll
Good
talk
night.
to y'all later. I've got to go here.
Peace out, man.
Yeah. Like I said, it's what we here in Canada call a carbonated beverage.
You're so funny.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I saw that character the other day complaining about a show that criticizes YouTube channels and videos. And he was all bent out of shape, and I never comment on his stuff, but I put on that one. I was like, what thin skin? Just relax, man. You're on the internet, and there are people who aren't going to like your crap. There are people who don't like our crap. There's people who don't like Marvel. There's people who don't like, it's
DC,
Right.
everything.
there's always somebody who doesn't like something.
Yep.
Right.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Canadian Shield 2 has got 6 days left on Indiegogo. Link is in the description. Go buy yourself some Canadian Shield.
Well, here I'm not sure whether you got to see it on my show today, but
I saw the page you were coloring.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, Diana
but
probably
did you
hasn't, though.
What happened?
Is that the one that you were doing today? It looks familiar.
Yeah, I was doing the bottom part here.
It's actually bigger on this screen.
But did you get to see the pages in it? Well, this one's slightly colored.
I think that was at least one of these was the page you asked me about. And I was like, yeah, I can't see that. I'm on an iPhone. So who's doing this artwork?
His name's Ephraim Crespo.
He's pretty good. Hello, Eric and Boyd.
Oh, he's good. That looks good.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll do a stream tomorrow and finish this page up and then get on to this one
thing?
here.
This has got so are you going to draw backgrounds in there, or is it going to be a color action background type thing, or?
Well, yeah, I'll get the backgrounds more oriented.
Oh, I can't see them yet, right? I gotcha.
Well, there's not much to the backgrounds, at least on this page.
And there doesn't have to be if it's the right scene and stuff. Looks like a battle, so you probably can get away with that, no problem.
Yeah. Although this door here, because he didn't keep it consistent. If you look at that door there, that's a single person door. Yet he drew a double person door here.
Well, you're very sharp with that. That's like that the sketch, which was a fully colored thing, where I forgot the arm wrap.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, look at that. But that's not even in the book. I think I have the first 12 pages done, or at least
Yeah.
in the progress of getting done. But I keep pulling stuff out of it and redoing it, so I don't know what's going to make it to the final cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I noticed continuity stuff like that. I noticed very easily.
It's a good thing to have, because one of the biggest problems I have is if I take a break between pages or between panels, even I can forget a detail that I put in.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern about most of my artists so far. Continuity
Yep.
in the drawing.
Well, it
Even
makes sense.
Dillard.
Well, it's like anything. Like, so Manga Yoshokin has some very anime influenced artwork, and one of the things I'm finding is a lot of that stuff, recognizing a character, is based on very simple things that they do every single time with the character, whether that's how many hair dips there are on their face, the shape of their eye. The chins are always the same. They either have a pointy chin or a more squared chin. There's just traits they use to definitely, hello Eric, to definitely keep their characters consistent. And seeing it in that form is kind of cool.
And hello, Eric Boyd.
Hello, Eric.
So
that looks good.
We have psych. It
Brian,
does look good, yeah.
And we're up to $1,659 Canadian now with 35
Nice.
backers. With
Nice.
6 days to go.
Good.
I didn't even check to see if we were bringing anybody in. I don't know what it was when we started, but I'm going to take credit for at least 4/5 of that.
Yeah, this is ending obviously in 6 days. I'm putting it in demand, obviously, till I get thing. But September 1st, I'm launching a Kickstarter.
Oh, good. Oh, nice.
I want to see how well it does on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Hopefully get a funded one on Kickstarter.
That would be cool.
Is Kickstarter harder?
Well, I've found it harder.
I don't remember how well or we did or didn't do on Kickstarter, but it wasn't any better than Indiegogo for us.
No,
I know that.
It was about the same.
Yeah. Oh, and last week, I'm not sure whether you noticed, I did get Cyclopean 4.
Oh yeah. Congratulations.
Well, I ordered it. I should say that.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't see the order. Oh yes, but now I remember. In fact,
I meant to mention it last week too, but I forgot.
Because I actually messed up. I corrected something in the original print proof, right? And we got an order of them, and they were fine. They came in. We sold them at the convention. I corrected something else, a minor detail in the art that I wanted to take care of. And when it came back, hang on, let me switch this around for a second. When it came back, the books came in. It was perfect.
Yep, we had it all ready to send out.
But the very last page came out like no color.
No color. Look at it.
Oh, wow.
So I went and looked at my proof, and somehow none of the colors were on that one page. So I couldn't send it back to the printer. But I fixed it, and it's already on its way back, fully printed, fixed. But I was like, oh, snap. So I guess these are going to be free giveaways when we're at our next show and stuff. Because it's just one page, and it's not that big of a deal. But I couldn't give it to a book I sold, to somebody I sold the book to.
They're a collector's item.
They could be. They very well could be.
And you can charge more for
them. We're not quite there yet, but I like that thinking for sure.
Well, it's definitely a low run, so it's definitely rare.
Yeah, I ordered a bunch because we got the order in. I'm like, oh, we ran out at the show. We sold out of those at the show at Mohegan, the Terrificon, and where we were like, oh, I got to get them ordered. Then an order came through, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to get them ordered. We got them in earlier than expected, and that's what happened. So now I've already put another order in. I'm hoping that they'll do the same thing, get them in.
I'm glad I checked him because if we had sent that to Rick, he would have been like, continuity details, color
Yeah.
should be.
Rick would have been all over you.
As it was in Trolls Exposed, I did something like that, but I did it intentionally. The last segment is in black and white grayscale, and I wanted to do that to get the feel for grayscale. Basically, I wanted to put it in the book and see how it printed, how it looked. I still don't know if I'm going to use grayscale in Mangai Yoshokin. I have colored 2 pages that that are real close to being approved for use. And I like those, but I don't know. I'll see. Diana has seen what I've done, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she wanted more, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, it's I'm really enjoying it. The story is very solid at this point.
Well, the concept is totally, it's totally me. Anybody who's read my books knows that I will come up with some weird stuff. I mean, look at Cyclopean. He's a one-eyed mutant, Cluster Fudge and Last of the Reapers, the Troll book, they all exhibit like I just come up with some crazy ideas. So
yeah.
I can tell you that there is a fallen angel in Mangai Yoshokin.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 7th graders going on 8th grade.
Yeah.
There is an ancient castle. There are bullies. There are demons, and there are also all sorts of surprises along the way.
Right.
I gotta finish my 2 mangas.
You're doing manga?
Well, I did. I tried. I didn't get very far with my one. Japanese Shield.
Oh.
There were Shogun Jump, I think it was having a contest a couple years ago about to go to Japan if you won or whatever. And I was gonna try and enter it. I came up with like the Japanese Shield,
Right.
Based on a concept that I want to introduce eventually into Cross Comics, the Shield Corps or Corps.
Okay.
Basically it's people from every country, like a Canadian Shield, American Shield, Japanese Shield, Filipino Shield, Jamaican Shield.
What about
you
the
would like a
Dominican
culturally
Republic
diverse
Shield?
Canadian Shield? It sounds like.
Well, sort of, but each one would be from their country and a protector of their country, and they would all be Christian.
What about a Grecian shield?
Yeah.
Would they have like no gray hair?
I don't know. It would just be one person. It's something that I want to introduce down the line.
Would Turkey Shield be a serious hero or comedian relief?
No, each one would probably be a little bit different,
But there's a country called Turkey, so you'd have to have Turkey Shield.
The Turkish Shield.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Turkish. That's right. That takes out Turkey.
He thinks he's very, very funny.
Oh, that would mean you'd have a Russian Shield. Would he be a speedster?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know.
What about the Finnish Shield? Would he get it done?
Things would be finished through him.
I am so sorry. I'm giggling my face off over here, and I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be having so much fun.
Yeah, it's terrible when I have fun. Wow. You ever heard of a Brazilian bikini wax job?
Yes.
It could be a specialty of the Brazilian Shield.
This isn't the best. I've got a better drawing, but this was a quick concept for him.
For Canadian Shield?
No,
or rather
Japanese.
Japan. Yeah.
The Japanese Shield.
That
Power
would be a bad
skills. He's a
Canadian
martial
Shield.
artist, super speed, katana expert, agility, 5'8", 145 pounds. His name is Ona Marua. Onai.
I'm guessing he's Japanese.
Yeah.
So you didn't like race swap him for a white guy in Japan?
No.
Very good.
Let's see. Let's see what I can find.
You know, Hollywood would have made him, a black woman. Lesbian black woman from Japan. You know how likely that would not be?
No.
That would not be likely in Japan at all.
and then of course there's the harem manga thing that I was doing.
Manga. I like the sound of it.
Well, that's kind of cool, though, Rick, that you sort of started or you had some experience with it.
Well,
With,
and you've got a
Yeah.
concept there worth building on. I like shield
Yeah.
corps.
Huh? That's what I mean. That's cool. No.
Like I've already I have an American shield
Right?
already done up. Even I think I have a couple different ones already done up for different. I have like a Peruvian shield.
Do you have an Antarctician shield?
Not yet. Would there be?
I don't know if they have any actual citizens. I know scientists will live there for months on end, but they don't really take residence there, I don't think. They just trade out for, someone new in the camp.
Let's see. Eric says, would there be potential for a shield couple that were mimes? Like Shields and Yarno. I guess I could have a couple that were.
Well, the French
Well-
shield guy has got to do something. Aren't most mimes from France?
Well, either that or some of the shields might, pair up. I could have female version, female shields and male shields.
Wow. Would you have the United Nations shield?
No,
No?
that's not a country.
Oh, good point. Good point. Now you know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here trying to think of wacky names. What country could we really mess with him about? I can't think of many, though.
I can't either, actually.
It's that darn American education. I'm sure you'd have Mexican shield.
Yeah. Well, some of them don't even sound good when you just say Mexican shield. That doesn't have a flair to it, So,
So
I'd
would you
probably
do
end
like
up-
Mexicano shield?
No, I'd probably come up with something else to make it sound, different,
Mhm.
I mean, like the Senor Power Shield.
no.
It's a me, a Mario. Oh wait, that was
Yeah, the
Italy.
Italian shield is named Mario.
Oh shoot. Yeah, there's a lot of countries out there that just putting a shield on the end wouldn't really work, but some work well. Like Irish shield sounds pretty good.
The
That was a
Ireland
nice little-
shield. The Irish shield.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Irish shield. Like Irish Springs. Have you ever watched with Irish Springs?
Yeah.
That used to be like the soap of choice back in the 70s. I remember that when I was a kid. We all wanted Irish Springs for some reason.
Yeah.
They always had that Irish guy talking about how refreshing and clean it was.
Here's my
suppose I'm-
American shield.
Very nice.
Not my best version.
That's cool.
I gotta
I
find.
know.
Is he also
And I
8
ain't-
feet tall?
No.
Oh. So Canadian
And then-
or so shields can come in many shapes and sizes.
Yes. And then there's an American cadet.
Ah. Holy cow, Diana, you just yawned and made me yawn.
I am so sorry. I was up till midnight last night finishing my homework. So I technically don't have any homework. Until
Well,
the
we
start of
technically
June.
have like at least 16 minutes left at minimal.
Mm.
So you should sing or something.
La, 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 la. Mhm.
So the next show is October 1st for us, right?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I am meeting with the Athol Library people on Friday.
I have to get a flyer
This
proof
Friday
done.
at 3. I'm very excited. We're getting a pretty good group of creators that have agreed to join us. I'm waiting on a few more to check their schedules and confirm. We have some cosplayers that have, said they would be more than happy to join us. So I'm very excited about that. We have a Holy Mollies comic book and gifts coming as one of our vendors.
But there'll be a vendor.
Yeah, they're a vendor, but that's good. So we'll have like a.
So you're going to have a whole lot of vendors there.
Yes, we are.
No,
I
we're
gotta
only
get
gonna
some
have the
food
one-
vendors. I'm waiting for them to get back in touch with me, but I haven't heard back from them, and it's been
From who?
Huh?
Oh, a food vendor. Yeah. No, so far the only vendor I know about really is the Holy Moly. Then we'll have
Well, technically, everybody selling their stuff's a vendor, right?
This is true.
technically, but I'm counting them as like Artist Alley because most of them are going to be
They're labeled
comic book
creators.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to
Thanks
do
for
the
stopping
pun.
in, Eric. Have a great night.
I just wanted to do the pun of vendors.
Oh, the Avengers, yes.
The Avengers.
But the cool thing is it will be, at least for this show, it's going to be a predominantly creator driven show. Like we've had discussions about like craft tables and stuff, and we've kind of steered away from that. It's going to be definitely comic centric.
Yeah.
I think the furthest we're going to get away from it is some of the younger activities, like the obstacle course. Obviously, isn't directly connected to comics, but
Well, it's going to be.
I'm
a
sure
hero-
they'll stick
hero-
stickers
it's a
on
hero
tires and.
obstacle. It is going to be a hero themed obstacle course.
Oh yeah, then I want to see some real obstacles. Like there needs to be a shield to reflect bullets that are coming at the
children.
child,
For children.
like
right?
Captain America's shield.
Yeah.
Then there
Well,
needs to be
that-
a rope
well,
to
that-
simulate. Go ahead.
Well, that's easy. You just use Nerf bullets and you use
Uh-huh.
a garbage can.
There you go. Then we're gonna need to see like a spider or bat grapple, whatever you want to call it, and the kid will have to swing like from the top of the library to City Hall, and because it's got to be comic book based. And on the other side, when they land on the roof, we should probably have like 2 or 3 ninjas there that like try to beat them up. And all the kid has to do is run to the door, but if he gets stopped, he can be hit. What do you think? That would be a good obstacle course.
Well, maybe not the city hall to the library to the city hall. Maybe they have it a little lower and not quite as far. I don't know how far those two apart are, but
Well, we could get a net for underneath it. They're about, I don't know, they're probably a good 300 feet apart. It would be a thrilling swing.
yeah, but no parent would let their kid go on it.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. We got a net.
Heck,
don't think the net
Diana
would
wouldn't
save
even let
anybody.
your kids go on it. They're fully
I
grown.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure the net would save anybody from hitting the wall on the other side or anything, but dreams.
Crazy.
It would be like American Ninja then. We should have just invited the TV show. Come on
Right.
down, sit up. We'll have an obstacle course.
There
Honey,
you go.
I'm going to
Yes.
fire you.
Oh, so Diana, how did the training go last week?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh God.
Tell us, honey, how did that training go?
So we're working on recall, right? Which is when you call the dog and you come. So our trainer said, this is what you do. You put the treat in front of her and you back up and you say, and she follows you because you have this treat, which is great. But my dog doesn't just like normally follow. She's a puppy, so she gallops and pounces and she's just a hot mess. But I had been working with her like I'd say come, and I'd hold a treat and I'd say come Chewy, and the treat would be she could see it and then she would come. So I've already started the recall process, but now he wants me to do it the certain way, and she's just so confused. and she's very rambunctious the last few days. So I'm not sure what's going on with her. So I'm very disappointed. I'm very discouraged about it.
Well, well,
she's
just keep with it. She'll figure it out. You're just teaching her a new way, so she's just, just like us, you get a little confused. Hey, I thought this was how we did this,
right.
It's like,
No, I hear you. I think part of it's too is because I'm tired when I come home. Like, by 6:15, she's up. Thankfully, Christopher has been wonderful in taking her out for the first little stroll in the morning, so I can sleep in a little bit. But then when he goes to work, I get another 2 or 3 walks in with her, and I just don't have the physical ability to like run with her. I feel like she really needs a lot more physical activity that I'm able to give her. And that makes me sad. Like, that makes me sad.
you guys definitely need to close in your backyard so you can just
Mhm.
either
Yeah,
that
we were talking about
or put. I know I'm not sure how big your backyard is, but
No, it's a decent size, and we have some of it's fenced in. I have a text out to the guy who did the fence, the partial fence. I'm going to see if he can come and fence more of it in and talk to him about what it'll cost and stuff. So we're going to get that done for sure. But it's just in the meantime.
Or well, I was going to even suggest what my mom did when when I was a kid. We had half an acre. It wasn't fenced in. She got like half of an axle off I'm not sure, a car or something like that, a small one. She plugged it in the ground and hooked up a chain to it, and then hooked up the dog to the chain. And it was a bit of a heavy chain. That way, the dog builds muscles and all that too. That way you could keep the dog outside. And that'd be what the dog especially if you have a dog that likes outside.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do. I have a cable that I have in the ground, and the problem is like my yard is not super big. It's big enough, but I also have like flowers to one side. I have a picnic table, so I can't make the chain too long.
Yeah.
But she does play. We have a little pool out there for her, a little plastic pool. She loves water. And we do some of that.
Yeah, I'm just more thinking that way, you can put her outside for, half an hour by herself,
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that only because I'd be afraid she'd slip off her collar.
Well, that's why you make sure you have a good collar on.
Yeah.
My mom we used back in the day, we used choke collar.
Yeah.
And it very rarely came off. I think once in a while my dog got off, but my dog was extremely smart too. So
yeah, that's
she was made up of 2 of the smartest breeds of dogs, German Shepherds and Border Collies.
Yeah.
Like this dog was so smart that she opened wrappers, and I got blamed for opening the wrappers of Diet chocolate bars that I did not like. And they were in a Tupperware container.
Oh my God.
Which she just opened the corner of, got the Diet chocolate bars out, opened the wrappers like you would think a human did it.
Yeah.
And I got blamed. I didn't even like the damn things.
Oh, it's funny.
I had a sister that used to get me blamed for stuff. Not a dog, though. Never a dog.
But my mom just inspected the wrappers a little bit more and noticed like a tooth mark in the wrapper.
And you were saved.
Yeah. It's like, that's how smart this dog was,
Trying to set you up.
That's crazy.
That's like Tom and Jerry on steroids.
Tom and Jerry on steroids? That's so funny.
Yeah. Remember they're fighting?
Yeah.
But this dog was serious.
Yeah, but where we lived, kitty corner to us was a big open field.
Yeah.
That was attached to a forest, and there was groundhogs in it. So a lot of times she'd get loose, go over there. Whenever she got loose, she'd go over there and kill a groundhog.
Oh wow.
Yet the dog wasn't starving for food or anything, you know.
No, sometimes dogs just lose it and they have to dig and go after stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
They like
Well-
to hunt.
Yeah, it was the best dog I ever owned. Her name was
Was it?
Princess.
Aw, that's so sweet. That's very sweet. We had a
Yeah,
cat named Princess.
She looked like although it's not a breed, but you would to look at her, she looked like a small German Shepherd.
Uh-huh. Oh, she sounds adorable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was up till after midnight last night, and I've got up at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm just so tired right now, but it's okay. I think, Rick, I think you're absolutely right. I have to be patient with her. I have to find the right, like, I was doing some reading. If we use the word, come, like, should we come? We may want to switch it up, but the problem is she does come. She's just so stubborn, like so stubborn. She'll sit her butt down, look
Yeah.
at you, won't move.
Although when I really think about it, you say the trainer is trying to get her to have you follow you, so that's really a different command too.
Mhm.
You want more. I guess you're more, like I said, follow. It's
Yeah.
not come
Well-
right now. You're trying follow,
Yeah. Right. So
or better known as heel.
yeah, so I think that I'm going to talk to them. They're coming again on Monday. So we'll just talk to him and find out. Oh, Chris, you want to throw something at me anytime now? That'll be good.
What do you mean?
I'm yawning. I don't mean to be.
I
It
was
just
falling
all of a
asleep.
sudden
You know?
hit me. Huh?
My eyes were closed.
Great. We're both sitting here. I'm yawning. Rick is like talking to us, and we're like,
Well,
oh,
to be fair, I was talking to you.
Yeah, and I was paying attention. My eyes were closed though.
I know you were paying attention.
I need to go to bed though because I have to wake up in the morning.
No, I'm
Well,
tired.
don't we
too.
all?
No, some people wait until like the noon.
Yeah.
Someday I'll do that. When I sell enough books, I'll be able to sleep till noon.
You'll never sleep till noon. You don't sleep till noon at all.
Oh, it's just on how late you stay up, my love.
Oh, and probably next week, I am gonna go to as an attendee Fan Expo in Toronto.
Oh,
So
nice.
Just try and make some contacts with people.
Yeah.
Give out business cards.
Sure.
Let people know about my
That's a
comic,
great idea.
Because that's like 170,000 people, or that's what it was
Yeah.
pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So I
That's
figure
awesome.
we'll go in there for one day, doing some stuff, maybe buying some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and giving out a whole bunch of business cards.
Yep.
Know,
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
especially with, like I said, I had thought about going to it Artist Alley, but I
Yeah.
figured
Yeah.
I didn't have enough crap to sell.
Well, it's always better not to do it if you don't have enough supplies because nothing sucks more than sitting at a table with nothing to sell. Hi, I
Well,
make a comic book. I can't show you, but
oh, did I show you my keychains last week?
yes, the
Alright.
wooden ones.
Yeah.
Yes, the Canadian Shield has wood.
Oh, you
man.
want to see my first version of the Canadian Shield for statue?
Sure.
Okay, here, let me.
It looks like the American Shield. No, that's the don't say it. That's the intern. No, not the intern. I forgot his name. The Apprentice.
No, the American Cadet.
The American Cadet. Got it.
Chris, that was good though. I didn't
Oh.
even have a guess.
Was that something you sculpted by hand?
Not quite. I 3D scanned one of my action figures.
Oh, very cool.
Got it to look the best I could,
Yeah.
and then 3D printed it.
Oh, cool.
That ain't half bad.
That's pretty good.
Put a felt cape on it, you know.
You like the new one more though, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
new, the new one's a lot better.
Oh yeah, a little bigger too.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
bigger.
this was, just meant a first thing.
Still looks like them though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was, at the time that I did it, it was neat to do.
Right.
It only cost me like $10 or something like that to make, or less.
Right.
Oh yeah, do you have the 3D printing done online?
No. My library, or one of our libraries here in Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
has 3D scanner, 3D printer.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I had
you'll be
access
able
to
pay for-
several for years, but we only
You're
made,
able to get it printed up almost basically for cost.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So you had to use 2 different colored filaments to make the 2 colored suit,
No,
right?
no. It was all
Oh, you
printed in
painted it.
white. Yeah.
Nice.
That
Very
is cool.
nice.
That's very cool. We could probably do something with Cyclopean similar to that. If
Oh, we
had
could.
paint printing and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me like $700. I'll get us a good one.
Oh yeah, no.
Well,
that's-
no,
With
you just
supplies.
need to get somebody to print up a decent 3-dimension image, and I'm sure you can get that done for a couple hundred.
Right.
You know,
Oh, that's not too bad, but
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Right.
A
That's all right.
3-dimensional image of Canadians, not Cyclopean.
yeah. So guys, I'm fading and I'm not feeling that great all of a sudden. I don't know why. I think maybe because I'm so tired. Would it be terrible if we
Well, no, we should probably close the stream because I'm seriously gonna pass out if I don't. But before we go, ladies and gentlemen, watching now and in replay, don't forget Canadian Shield 2.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And
If you're
starting,
watching this tomorrow, there's only 5 days left. If you're watching it tonight, there's 6.
Mm-hmm.
and starting September 1st, it'll be on Kickstarter for 60 days.
Yay.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it. I just got to get out there again, put a bunch of stuff in chat
Yep.
on Twitter.
No, I hear you.
Promote. Ugh.
Which we
Yeah, I've got to start planning the man guy thing now so that when we do it,
Right.
that's all set. Like the last campaign we did Trolls, I didn't do a very good job of setting it up.
Mm.
I need to do better next time.
How is Cyclopean 4 doing it directly from your site?
Well, it's really slow right now, but I haven't done any promoting.
We haven't promoted it.
yeah.
We're very bad. I have to
But
go.
I am encouraged that it does well at live shows, and it tells
Yeah.
me that we'll be able to bring it out as part of our library and know it'll sell.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be honest, my whole mindset has been Mangai Yoshokin.
Chris doesn't. Chris can focus only on the creating side, and the rest falls on my shoulders. And my shoulders.
I
are
don't
just
mean it to, but it's
bad.
all kind of pouring out in different ways.
Yeah.
And the story, this has been the first story where I had the title before I had any idea what it was going to be about. I knew what I wanted to call it before I made anything. And you can ask Diana, there's a dozen pages that will never see the light of day where I was
Right.
just playing around, seeing if I liked the art style, seeing if the story would work this way or that way.
Right.
And now it's getting to where I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. I know what it's about. I just have to finish drawing it.
Right. So that's the problem. And I work and I'm in school and I run a whole household. So I am going to be rearranging my schedule for the fall so that I will have more time to either go into streams or go on to different. I mean, I really have to make it happen because at this point, if we don't do something, it's like, what are we doing? I feel like we're spinning our wheels, you know? Chris is creating. I just haven't been able to get it out there. But here's the drawback: is like I have to keep my job. I can't just do it without. We're not that financially secure where I can quit my job and do Hero Shack full time. You know.
Yeah.
So
it's not till he's making $2,000 or $3,000 a month.
there you go.
You know, in comic sales.
It's a vicious circle because in order to get those sales, you have to be out there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, you know, like unless you're somebody like EVS, you have to slowly expand your number of people,
right?
You know, that are doing stuff for you.
Yeah.
You know, that way, you know, you're having more than one book, you know, out every few months, unless that book sells extremely well. You know.
Yep. Exactly. So, anyways, guys, I think we should close the stream for now, and
yes,
we will definitely see everybody next week.
Back Canadian Shield.
We will be on the Mic Stand show Friday. Night at 9.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting.
Are you coloring tomorrow, Rick?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, anyways.
I'll try to catch you from work again.
Okay. Hopefully about the same time.
All right.
I've been really up in the air when I'm stream. I'm gonna try. I'm slowly trying to get back into doing it on a regular basis.
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird life. All right, guys, I'm going to kill the transmission.
All right.
Everybody out there have a wonderful week.
Rewatching and all that good stuff.